Yeah, so we have the slope-intercept equation of the line, y equals mx plus b. M is slope, b is y-intercept. Maybe I should color code it. That's what computers do, right? Okay, so we're going to write one of these equations together, and then I'll have you do two on your own. Okay, given the slope and the y-intercept of the line, write the equation in slope-intercept form. So if I'm told that the slope is 2 and the y-intercept is -1, now I'm going to write it as 2x minus 1. Y equals, right? Make sure the y equals. Okay, can you try 2 and 3 with your table? Okay, what's this one? Negative. You can put negative 1x or just negative x. I'm going to put negative x. Plus 7. Okay, what about this last one? The slope is 1/4, so it's 1/4 x. Do I need to put plus 0? No, you can, and if you do, you're not wrong. But it's a little redundant, so plus 0 optional. Okay, it's implied. If there's not a y-intercept there, it's a 0. It starts at the origin. Okay, so we're going to fill in these lovely boxes to remind you what you know about slope. And maybe later today we'll watch Slope Dude. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. Slope is the constant rate of change. Did I lock it in? I did. Constant rate of change. You've been doing slope since like 7th grade. So you can call it rate of change, you can call it slope, it's all the same. Okay, I'm going to give you a couple different representations of slope. So let's see, this first one is the one you'll see on every formula sheet ever, which is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. You can find the equation, you can find the slope by using that formula, and this is usually between 2 points. Does that look familiar? Golly, I hope so. Okay, our second friend here is if I have a graph, then I would use rise over run. Remember, it is, okay, the rise is the vertical change, then the run is a horizontal change. So if I have a lovely little line here, this is my rise, this is my run. I'll zoom in a little bit. I'm hoping that's not news to you. Okay, so vertical change up and down for rise, left to right for run. Okay, and what's next? Okay, so 2 points, graph, table. We need to think about it like the change in y over the change in x. These all say the same thing, but I'm just trying to make sure you understand, because you're going to see it in every single form. I don't think we're going to do every single example on your notes because that would take a long time. But on Monday, we'll practice getting slope from all the things. Okay, so 2 points, graph, table, and then lastly would be like a word problem. Or a situation. So you need to look for like what happens again, 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 again. I'm trying to think of an example for that, like pizza, okay? So first. Maybe don't do that. Okay, so this goes, it's whatever happens over and over. So something, or the thing that happens over and over, something that happens over and over. So if my base price of the pizza is $8, then that's my slope, my y-intercept. And then my topping price, $1.25, $1.25, $1.25, $1.25. That's a slope or a rate of change. You know, so if my slope is positive 2/5, then which way is slope going to go? Up or down? Up. If a line is positive, it goes up. And so this might be a little extra for you, but we say it goes up 2, and we always go to the right. If you are struggling with graphing lines, this is what I will have you do, okay? So the slope is positive 2/5, means it goes up and to the right. My y-intercept is this guy here, 7, right? Positive 7. So that is where, if B is 7, that means it is the point 0, 7, because it's the y-intercept. I'm hoping we've seen this before. You start by plotting the point at 7. I believe is here. And what is the problem? Can you go up and to the right?
No.
No. So you should go down 2 and left 5. Exactly opposite, because you still have to make a positive line. So down 2 and left 5, and then you can connect it and try to make a straight line with arrows, please. There you go. What is my slope here? -1. So my slope is -1. How do I make that into a fraction? Over 1 is what Calvin is miming over there. Yes, over 1. It's nice negative. You've seen slope, dude. So he goes down the mountain. If you've never seen slope, dude, we're going to have to educate you about that. Okay. Down 1, right 1. And this here, 2, is where it starts. So B is 2, which means it's going to be starting at the point 0, 2. Okay, plot that first at 0, 2, and then from there go down and to the right. This is the most basic negative line that you could have. Well, I guess only if it started at 0. So you want to go both directions for me. I don't even know if you need to plot points on this one. It's just going down 1, right 1, down, right 1. Oh, that wasn't very good. Okay, don't copy mine. I kind of want it. I should have made sure it actually went through the points. It doesn't. Try and make sure it's better than mine. There we go. Okay. Look at these last two and talk to your table. Do you have any idea how to write the equation in the lines for the last two here, the horizontal and vertical one? This is the worst part. Okay. Hoi bucks. Okay. Horizontal lines. This is on the wall as well if you look over there. Oh, it's pink and green, but you get the point. Horizontal lines have a slope of 0 and are y equals a number. Vertical lines are undefined and are x equal a number. So this first guy here is a vertical line. It has a slope that is undefined. That is not the equation of the line. You need to think about, okay, this guy crosses through right there on which axis? So it's crossing at -3 on the x-axis. So it's slicing through -3 on the x. And that tells you exactly what the equation of the line should be. X equals -3. Does that ring a bell? Maybe. Vertical line, undefined. It just, tell me what it cuts through. It cuts through -3 on the x. So if you want to add, so that's the equation of the line, but for bonus, make sure you understand that the slope here, m, why it's m, I don't know, is undefined. Okay, and then this side, this one right here. So same idea, it's cutting through which axis this time? It's cutting through y at 1. So it's y equals 1. It has a slope of 0. So technically, you could write this as 0x plus 1. But we're not going to do that. The slope is a 0. Standard form is the most annoying form of linear functions. And it is ax plus by equals c. It's annoying because these numbers, a, b, and c, mean absolutely nothing. They stand for nothing. The only thing they ever stand for is like if you're doing a word problem, then it means something. But in general, they mean nothing, okay? So we are going to talk about intercepts. The point at which the graph intersects the x-axis, like here, is called the x-intercept. The point where it crosses the y-axis is called the y-intercept. Okay. I'm not sure what goes in these. These are Miss Waller's notes. And I gotta tell you, I don't know what's supposed to go in those blanks, so we'll do it tomorrow. Okay. We're just gonna leave it blank. I would rather do that than tell you wrong. Okay, the x-intercept is also referred to as the roots, zeros, or solutions. And we will use these words all year long. Here is negative 3, 0, and 0, 4. And so that is how you solve, is for plugging in zeros for the other variable, okay? And this one isn't even great because I think it goes off the graph. Okay, to find the x-intercept, it says to find the x-intercept, you set y equal to 0. Because, as you see up there, negative 3, comma 0. So x-intercept, if I'm trying to find x, then I plug in 0 for the other one. So it's 3, and then in parentheses, so 3x, sorry, keep that one, plus 9, and in parentheses, y, not y, dang it, 0. I don't know what I'm doing. Equals negative 36. Okay. 9 times 0, what's that? 0, so it dies. Okay. So it's 3x equals negative 36. And if you divide by 3, you get a nice integer. It's negative 12. Okay, which is great, except the whole point of this was to get a point. And so that is the point, because you plugged in 0 for y, negative 12, comma 0. Because there is 0 in the y spot, and then you found the x. Okay, the y-intercept. Same idea, except you're plugging in 0 for x. So 3 times 0 in the x spot plus 9y equals negative 36. Again, you multiply, you get 0, it dies. 9y is negative 36. So what's y? Divide by 9, you get negative 4. Okay, so again, this is a point, 0, comma, negative 4. Okay, so it kind of messed up and gave you a graph that doesn't go to negative 12, you might notice. And so we're going to be smart about this, and we're going to make each square root 2. Okay, so what is that going to be? Like negative 2, negative 4, negative 6, you see what I mean? I'm going to not graph them as much in that, because that's confusing, so I'll just do every other one. Negative 4, negative 8, negative 12, take you all to negative 16, so then here this way, same thing, negative 4, negative 8, negative 12, negative 16. That way it actually fits, sorry. Okay, let's graph these, so we just scaled it differently. I'm plotting the y-intercept at 0, negative 4, which is only 2 squares down because I scaled it differently. And then the x-intercept at negative 12. And then you just have to connect the dots because it only takes 2 points to make a line. So that's kind of the beautiful part about it, is that it can be faster if the numbers are super easy to solve for, like you just plot, plot, and you're done. Okay, what is the slope of this line? We're going to go ahead and figure that out. If you make a little slope triangle, what's the slope of that line? Can you talk to your table? Do you know? Rise, run. Make your little slope triangle. Do you know what the slope is? You can do it between those 2 points, or you can do it between, like make another one that's, I think, right there. Okay, depending on if you do a big triangle or a little triangle, it doesn't matter. You could take a big one with the 2 and the 6, or you can choose a smaller one because it does pass through this point as well. So it has a rise of 1 and a run of 3. What kind of line is this, positive or negative? Negative's going down. So the slope here is negative 1 over 3. Because it's going down, it's negative. So usually I will put it in the fraction first and then add the sign later. You just need to recognize what kind of line it is. Don't try and be like, oh, I went left or I went down. Like, it's confusing. Just look at the line. Okay, where's it crossing the y-axis? Negative 4. So your equation of the line then is, because we're about to do this, more of it, slope-intercept form then, you have it. The slope is negative 1/3. So negative 1/3 x, right, minus 4. It's the exact same equation, it's just written in a different form. You will see me always pretty much, I will never use the intercepts unless I absolutely have to. I will always just convert it into y equals mx plus b, because if you look at this equation right now, it gives you nothing. This is not the slope. It's not like 9 is a slope and negative 15 is the y-intercept. Nope. It's absolutely useless. And so now you're going to have to fix this for yourself and solve for y. So first thing you do is move the x term. How do I move it over? It's positive. You subtract it. Okay, so subtract it to the other side with a 45. And then it becomes negative 15y is equal to, you can say 45 minus 9x, or you can say negative 9x plus 45. And how do you get y alone? If this is just regular old equation, what would you do? You would divide, right? So you divide by negative 15. And some of these will work out nicely. The other ones will leave you a fraction. So y is now alone. Here you need to simplify the fraction. What's a negative divided by a negative? Positive. And 9 and 15 both divide by 3. If you're like, I don't know. You can also use your calculator, 9 divided by 15, and convert it back to a fraction. It'll do it for you. But it is going to convert down to 3/5. Positive 3/5. And then that is also nice. 45 divides evenly by 15. It's going to be negative 3, so it's positive divided by negative. That's the equation you're now going to graph, which I think is a heck of a lot easier. Looks like I cheated and already had it here. It was plotted at negative 3, and then I go up 3, right 5. So a point here, and then I usually prefer you to reverse it as well the other way, especially if you're, try to do this neatly so I can see what's happening on your graph, but make sure I can tell where your points are. Don't just draw a line, because then my people who aren't very neat, it's like, woo, and I'm like, I don't know what your slope is, because I can't tell. You just drew a random line. So you had this line, 3/5 x minus 3. We start at negative 3, and then we go up 3, right 5, if you need me to write it out. M equals 3/5. Try the last one on your own, or with people at your table. So you gotta move it, solve for y first. I don't really want you to do it the intercept way. I would rather you try it this way.